And then it's like, and then like sometimes there's like a middle mentally challenged kid, like it's not too mentally challenged, but it's in the middle. So I'm like, hey, I'm an English teacher. And she's like, what the fuck's going on? She's like holding on to her doll.
Like, she gets a doll?
And I went to one of my friends, like, does she not talk? She's like, nah, she only talks to people she knows well. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but those kids will like you.
Yeah, they all like me. They were trying to get me.
They were trying to get you?
To come out and play with them during recess. I was like, nah, I'm not going out there.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I was like, I'm not fucking moving.
Would you say only chumps go out to play on recess with the kids?
Beginners and chumps. When you don't know no better, like, do I have to do this? Then you're like, wait, I don't have to do this.
There's a lot of things you don't have to do.
Yeah.
Not even with English teaching, just in life.
Yeah. Like, wait a minute. What? That was your own choice. Motherfucker. It's hot as shit.
We have the worst intros to any podcast, I think. Because I'll go back and re-listen to these, like if I'm trying to make the videos or whatever. And it usually takes about 7 to 10 minutes for us to get interesting.
we
should make
an intro theme song. Like,
oh, like an anime thing?
Oh,
that might be kind of cool. Write in the comments if you want us to make an anime intro.
Or each intro we have like a different anime opening.
We just steal them.
I mean, I guess it's legal. What are they gonna do?
Oh, maybe if we do like acapella version, it'd be fine.
With us singing it? Oh, okay. Oh, that was Pokemon. Yeah. So yeah, 40 kids.
40 kids.
But I don't know. Apparently Japan's birth rate is going down, but
the class rate's going up.
Doesn't make sense to me.
What is this topic again?
Okay, so lately we've been coming down hard on everyone. You know, we're just
mainly that one YouTuber. You know who you are, you fat bastard.
Or just our topics, just very aggressive. But we're just trying to help you.
The funny thing is,
we just want you to have a good time in Japan. Really.
The funny thing is though, like I don't think we're even really negative. Like we just say experiences that happen. To us.
Right.
But I showed our first one to one person I used to work with, and she's now back in America.
Oh.
But she was like, I didn't know you hated Japan so much. And I'm like, I don't hate Japan. She's like, oh, well, that's good. I was worried.
Tell them we don't make fun of the British people.
Oh, yeah, this private student of mine. I was just trying to relate.
Yeah, we're just trying to... We're trying to give you the information so you actually come and can enjoy Japan and not have to deal with the bullshit that we had to deal with.
Well, the enjoy Japan is the ignorance part of traveling. I was thinking a few days ago, like, man, it would be great just to go back and if that was life here, just because that first time you're just like, wow, this is so fun. But that's not how life in general works.
I actually said this just like when I was talking to myself in a dark room. I was sitting there in the chair.
Yeah.
I was like, after this...
Is this at a manga cafe?
Nah. Like anywhere I travel to,
yeah,
I'm just going full American. Like I don't get I'm not learning your goddamn language.
Right.
I'm going to the hot spots. Just gonna enjoy my time.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the culture or the language, because we done a lot here.
Listen,
so I put my time in.
What even is culture? It's all ass.
That's just true. It don't exist.
Society, I can't stand. American society, Japanese society. It's all the same. It's all people telling you what you can and can't do, and I don't. really give a shit about that.
But the people at the top do it anyway. It's like, how'd you get to the be faithful to your job? Didn't you like quit your job and steal and become a millionaire?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but don't do that to me. Oh, okay.
All right. So this is more of how you can enjoy your.
Well, I want to mainly say just this is more tips and tricks to make your time better. Like, hey, if you do this or if you've done that, it will help a lot.
Yeah, and that's good because a lot of people. I've seen a lot of articles like, I hate Japan. I hate working in Japan. And it's it gets better. To quote Obama.
Is that what he said?
I think he was talking about gays, and he's like, listen, I can't help you, but I can do some PSAs or whatever.
Some PSAs.
And then everybody goes, oh, thanks.
Good what does PSA stand for?
Personal, Personal Suicide Assistant?
Is that what that means?
Yeah, he helped gays kill themselves.
Oh, yeah.
That was like personal. Wait, no.
With a guillotine.
Something service announcement. Wait, that doesn't even make sense. I don't know. Okay.
All right.
Is there some reason you thought of this topic? Is there a story that you thought of or something?
Nothing really happened. Just me and my thoughts, and you always think about what you did. You're like, personal life, of course, just personal life. You go, if I did that, things would be much easier now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know. All right. So you want me to start? You got a tip?
No, go ahead.
All right.
I'll look through my notes.
Now this one might be controversial, but I agree with this one.
Me too.
Before you even come to Japan, this is before you even come.
Oh, okay.
Try to learn as much Japanese as possible.
Yeah.
Kanji, reading. Mainly just do kanji and lots of reading.
Right, yeah.
Because when you come, this is just like a life thing in general, you gotta do work. You gotta pay bills.
Yeah.
You gotta socialize. It's a lot of people say, I've just moved to a country to learn the language. It's not that fucking easy. You just don't get it from osmosis. All the English teachers out here they won't tell you, they'll show you.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from osmosis.
Yeah. Because if you don't know any Japanese, or you're real low level, and how fast they talk and how mumbly they are, it's like none of that's gonna stick.
Nah.
That was my problem with Kansai Gaida, is I didn't have enough Japanese ability to really make the best of that experience.
Yeah. But that was still college time, so that's a pass.
Yeah.
But coming to live, and when you know you have to get it, you're not coming specifically to study. So you're going to have a shit ton of other responsibilities.
Right, yeah.
And that's going to take away of your reading or study or listening time. So I say try to get pretty as high as you can before you come.
So take lessons at university, or
so you want to go into how to study? This might be a whole different topic.
But here's the problem with Japanese: they still don't spread their content. If you want Japanese stuff, you have to go to this is an Asian website where you pay us a fee. We'll get you all this Asian crap because we know you love it.
Yeah, because when I was young, now, we know how to get manga and shit now, but
even Japanese groups, Japanese bands, if you're like, I'll look them up, they made a good anime theme, none of that shit's on YouTube. Maybe one theme song here, or I don't see any full albums of Japanese artists. It's so hard.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah. So you're saying it's...
English is way easier to learn through media.
Right. Even if you're in a different country.
Yeah.
If you're in America, getting with that legitimate. Yeah, like I mean, I never tried, but how would you go about like ordering a manga that's in Japanese, get delivered to America?
Well, but I did that with DVDs. Like there was
DVDs.
There was that Dragon Ball Z Frieza. Remember where they're like Gold Frieza movie?
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just go to this website, one copy, and then they.
Was that Amazon? Was that?
No, it's like a Asia specific thing. Oh. So you get Korean, Chinese, whatever.
I had to think. I never really tried to order much full Japanese material, but just off the top of my head, I don't know how easy it would be. I don't think it's that.
It's not easy.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. There's no Pandora's. Was it Pandora's Cube? Pandora's Box? You know that store.
The store?
Never a store back in America? Like
Pandora?
Yeah, like Pandora's Cube, where it's like just a bunch of anime bullshit.
Oh, maybe.
We had one in our mall. They closed down, but they would like hack your systems too, so you can play Japanese video games.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. But things are getting a little easier because there's no. What are they called with video games? The region locking.
I think now it's probably easy to get the material now with Amazon.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a timepiece. Ooh. People are just some young kid like, motherfucker, I just go on Amazon, I get it. What the fuck you talking about? Like, alright kid, well it wasn't out there when we were fucking young. So suck a dick. But yeah, try to learn as much before you come. That will help you out greatly.
That helped me out a lot, but then you get here and you're like, man, I didn't know as much as I thought I did.
I mean, it's bound to happen, but
then
the more you can do.
Yeah, okay. So you'd say just work your ass off getting as high as you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would get to a point where like yeah. Well, try to get to a high point.
Yeah.
Try like where you can pick up a basic manga, read it, understand it, and be like, all right.
Well, yeah, that's what I would recommend for learning Japanese. I mean, it doesn't take a long time. If you consistently read manga, you start recognizing, oh, I know that kanji, and then you'll see grammar points, and you're like, well, let me just look this up.
Yeah, quick look up.
Okay, so that's before coming here. How about once you get here?
I think we should do. I mean, this is an idea for another podcast. Good ways on learning Japanese. That's number one. Because I found some good things.
Go up to any Asian you see and go, konnichiwa. Watashi wa sushi ga daisuki desu. They'll love you.
Oh, sushi.
All Asians know. I remember we went to a sushi restaurant when we were studying Japanese back home, and we were like, arigatou gozaimasu, and the lady's like, I'm Korean, I don't care. And that broke me. I was like, I thought this was a Japanese restaurant. No, yeah, we get more money from calling it Japanese. Order your fucking food.
Some Vietnamese guy cutting the sushi in the back. Konnichiwa. Yeah. I had a trainer. I was going to piggyback off what you just said.
About Asians?
Nah. I don't know what the... It's completely gone. It's gone. I don't... Shit.
That's how life works. You think of something brilliant and then it's gone.
Whatever. Okay. You take the next one.
Yeah, okay. So...
What's a good thing? Not aggressive, just a good thing.
Oh, good.
You will say something... You said when you come.
Yeah, okay. So we did before you come. What is something you can do when you come that'll help you live a better life? Because my first 3 years were pretty shitty. Mm-hmm. But then the fourth year, I was like, this is only half shit. And then the fifth year, I was like, I'm really going to turn it around. And then Corona hit, and I'm like, okay, I got 2 months to plan. I can be like, oh, I'm just staying safe. But then I'm... So, okay, what can you do?
What, was that typing on the computer or jerking off? What is that?
I think it was a mouse eating cheese. Also, Disney or Pixar, hire me for your noises. Okay, so what can you do to make your... Oh.
It came back.
All right.
It was with sushi.
It was course with sushi.
Sushi's not my favorite food, but I like it. But when you're working in school, they all say, "What food do you like?"
Yeah.
And I know they all want me to say sushi.
Yeah.
So I go, "I like skimming." They're like, "Oh, wow."
Oh yeah.
It's so because it's so like what?
Yeah, tsukemen is so even rare here. Well, not where we live, because this is Osaka, baby.
Yeah.
Is tsukemen just cold noodles, and then you dip it in the?
Are the noodles cold?
I don't know.
No.
But yeah,
but
the schools really love it when you say sushi.
Yes, I purposely never say
That's
it.
another thing. The schools really love foreigner stereotypes. They want you to. They see me and they go, "Do you love basketball?" And I'm like, "Listen, I haven't played since I was 8 years old." And they're like, "But you're so big." And I'm like, "I like pool and ping pong," and they're like, "But you don't need to be big to play ping pong." And I'm like, "Well, but that's what I like."
All right, let's go back.
Okay.
So you said what's the thing when you come here?
I don't even remember.
You said something that you.
Oh.
A good. When you got here, with some good advice.
Oh, what is something? It doesn't matter for work or school.
Okay.
How can you utilize your first few years that we probably didn't know about?
Oh, damn.
Like,
probably should have wrote some of this down. I think we should have like a brainstorm session then. Now we going raw. Jeremy!
Should we call him up? What do you think?
That's a good question, though. Can you say it one more time for me, please?
I already forgot. Okay. So, this is almost better for schools because you have a shorter time. You either have 4 months or you have a year. And then for work, if you give up, you obviously have a short amount of time. So, what's a good way to utilize your first few months or your first few years in Japan that we didn't know about?
Now, is this separating the Japanese? What are we taking learning Japanese out of it?
No, I mean like to have a better life, to enjoy your time here better. Because a lot of the first few years for me was like, oh man, I don't know how to fit in. I don't know really how to communicate. I don't know where to go. I don't know how to spend my weekends or whatever.
I hear what you're saying, but the whole thing, I'm having trouble because it's like, because this is kind of colliding with the first point where if you know Japanese really good, some of those problems will go away. So are we taking that?
Say you're just either novice to middle level.
Okay.
Like the same level we were when we got here.
Okay. So all right. So what would I do?
Yeah.
Back.
What would 2016 Brandon do?
Okay, 2016. I first come here. Boom. Once again. All right. Well, let's just get this. Let's get it out the way. Learn Japanese.
Okay.
As much as you can. All right. We know that shit. All right.
Yeah.
And all right. Next thing after that is. Oh shit.
Your visa depends on this answer, by the way. They're not going to renew you if you
don't. Damn, this is complicated, Chris. You gotta take this. I gotta.
Well,
you gotta take this one.
But here's the weird thing: when I first got here, I was like, no gaijin, only Japanese. I'm gonna make as many friends as possible. I'm gonna get my Japanese up, and I'm like. Ooh, but it was really difficult to make friends here. Like, I still don't really have any friends.
But here's the thing. Even back home, I got friends, but I'm stingy with who I make friends with back home.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, man, I don't like this motherfucker. Like,
but is it one of those things where it's like you have a bigger pot to pick from? Like, where here it's like I have to go out of my way to go to this bar, and then like, nah, there was nobody there, and then go to this place. I met one all right guy, and then. And it's like
I hear what you're saying.
The time it takes to make the same amount of friends is longer because you're only doing one day at a time. Whereas in America, it's just like, oh, bam, 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 bam. These people come.
I hear what you're saying. That's a little bit.
Now,
but like I got some close friends back home, and like
Yeah.
If they bring some new guy that I never met, but they met, I'm like, who the fuck's this motherfucker?
Yeah.
Shit, that's another topic too. I mean, I guess let's just also damn. I guess we're just riffing kind of now. Yeah. All right, let's just riff.
It's like the jazz episode. What do you think about?
Yeah, we had an original topic, but that's the main point. But we'll riff a little bit.
Yeah.
Cause like, all right, let's go off that friendship thing. Like we're saying back home, like there's a lot of motherfuckers. I'm like, God, I don't want to talk to this guy.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to deal with him.
Yeah.
And it's like, a lot of people say it's hard to make friends in Japan, but it's like you have to put yourself in their shoes. They're probably like, I don't want to. He don't even know Japanese that good. I don't want to talk to him. Who the fuck is this motherfucker?
Right. Yeah. But I guess it's when you're coming from your home country, you're like, I've developed these friends over 25 years. And weeded out people. And I would say...
It's like, okay, it's 6 months. We got to be good friends. Like, wait, what? That's not how it works.
Okay.
It's like, we need time to develop a relationship. I'm like, oh.
So would you say that's the best way to make friends? And don't push for friends. Like, if you meet someone at a bar, don't go, oh, please give me your number.
Okay, yeah. Don't be so thirsty as the girls.
Yeah, okay. So, or because you think like, oh, at work, that's a good way to meet people. But there's a lot of people I work with that I don't really like. On both sides. I'm not just picking on somebody. But it's like, when you're working with them, you're like, maybe I should exchange lines and then blah, 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 blah. But it's like, we don't even really click at work. So.
Can't even get along at work. I don't know about that.
There are a lot of... This is popular with Japanese people too. It's called meetup, where it's like I'm a Japanese person that wants to meet a gaijin. I'm a foreigner that wants to speak Japanese, or I want to have this experience. But
then, what kind of people you will get to actually go onto that site and do it? It's like, Yeah. I went to maybe 2 meetup events when I was living in Tokyo.
Yeah.
It's exactly who you think is going to be there.
Right.
Foreigners and Japanese. It's like, okay, this is...
But it's weird because I met a girl at a coffee shop in Umeda. And she randomly spoke English to me. So I was like, well, that's nice. Like, okay. So we're talking, blah, 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 blah. And then... I think she just wanted to speak English, but we exchanged lines. And we only really met up one other time, and I was talking to her about, like, oh, it's kind of difficult, like, thanks for meeting up with me. And then she was like, why don't you just doing meetups, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, but me and you are already talking. Like, why is that not working?
Yeah.
But,
Meetups.
And I don't like anything where it's like, you're here for this reason, and it's forced. Like, that's the problem.
Talk about the preference of the meetup.
Yeah. That's the problem. You're under the illusion of like, I will go make friends at a friends making opportunity. Like.
Basically, how Eikawas work.
Right.
You're going to force to learn this English. Like, that's not how... That's not how language even works.
Yeah. Do you love seeing Eikawa advertisements on the trains where it's like... and it's always the same white girl. Like, I will speak to you in English. You will learn with me. It's like, that's not how it is.
Or it's the one where it's like... Sometimes there's a bunch of people running, but the guy, the Japanese person that speaks Japanese, he's ahead because he knows English.
Right, yeah.
You're getting ahead in the business environment.
Yeah, those always make me laugh. Because it's like, no business person's learning English.
That's true. Shit, there's another one I saw. It was like a timid guy, like, foreign meeting, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. It's like, join our classes, and now...
Dude, I saw that one.
He's like, he's just not confident. He's like pissed and shit. He's like, yeah.
I
remember well, this is not a discussion. You're yelling at me now.
yeah, I remember that one. That was good. Okay, so that's one.
Well, I guess now I'm about to start taking pictures of these. Now when I see them on the train, I'm like, right,
yeah, and there's so many GABA.
Yeah, which I never see even Where does Gamma still exist?
I don't know. They didn't hire me, so fuck you. This is I don't even know how I should tell this story. It's unrelated, but it's kind of funny.
All right. I mean, we're off the cusp anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So, I think it was GABA. I applied for them, and then they had me do a phone...
Were you in Tokyo or in Osaka?
I was in Osaka at an Airbnb. And they're like, we need a phone interview with you. And I was like, phone?
Yeah.
Like, I just got here.
Yeah.
I don't have a Japanese phone. So I went to the train station, and I had like a handful of Hyakuin coins. And I like put one in, and I was like, hey, I'm calling about the interview. And they're like, oh, yeah. And it was a real nice lady. And I was like, blah, 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 yeah. And then it was like, click. And I was like, that's all I got? 30 seconds with one coin?
Yeah, it's short, man.
So I had to go to the vending machine and get like 900 more coins. Or not like 900 more yen. And I called him back and I'm like, yeah, I got disconnected, like, because I had a handful of coins ready.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I got disconnected. Like, I'm so sorry. Can we continue the phone interview? And it was a guy, and he was a huge piece of shit. And he was just like, bleh, 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 bleh. I'm like, you're supposed to be professional. Like, you're trying to hire people. And, like, I couldn't hear him because the trains were like, vroom, 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 vroom. I was like, fuck.
Did you tell them you were at a payphone or nah?
They guessed.
Yeah.
But I think I even said, like, is the lady still there? Like, can I talk to the nicer person? I did not get that job.
What kind of questions were they even asking you?
It was really weird shit. I'm like, this is for teaching English, right?
Yeah.
It's like, couldn't this all be just sent to me in an email? Do you teach kids? Can you deal with 40-minute lessons? Like, yes. Okay, you got the job.
The standards really are that simple. So.
And they always need people because people are quitting.
Yes.
We talked about this before. Let's go back to the original.
Okay. Here's a really complicated one. This might be...
You know we don't do well with complicated.
But not complicated, but I'm talking about for people that do.
Okay.
This is, again, before you come to Japan thing.
Mm-hmm.
Have a really good skill. Like...
Outside of English.
Yeah, like computers or... Shit. That's why I was saying it's complicated. Who the fuck's... If you got a really good skill, who the fuck's coming to Japan, really?
Yeah.
But, like, some of the best... Or finance, or... If some maybe with numbers, I guess, because it's no speaking involved.
Oh, okay.
Computers or numbers, because then you can land the job, not speaking, not as an English teacher.
But I still think they only care about you passing the blah 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 test. I don't know.
But dang, because I met some people that they're all engineers. Like I met some engineers that worked at
Oh, well, that's true.
USJ.
Yeah.
And I met a lawyer lady, and they're having a good time. They're making good money.
Yeah.
They have a good work-life balance, but it's like none of them speak a lick of Japanese. So this is kind of a separate thing from Japanese, but they came with a skill.
Okay.
So they don't have to start from the gutter.
Yeah, okay.
But, I mean...
So they came straight into lawyer or straight into... Well, engineer makes sense.
Well, yeah, they were that back home.
Yeah.
Then they...
Why did they
like
choose
a guy
Japan?
I was talking to, he was like, yeah, I was working at... Was there a USJ in America?
Let's just call it Universal Studios.
Yeah,
I always love that questions from kids. Is there a Universal Studios Japan in America? Like,
oh, yeah. They got me. So, yeah, like... So, yeah, I was just doing maintenance there, and they said, hey, we got to open it in Japan. You want to try it? And he said, fuck it.
Yeah, okay.
And they hooked him up and gave him a nice-ass apartment and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one guy in Tokyo, he was living in that expensive area in Roppongi.
Oh, okay.
He had a nice-ass apartment. Yeah, I think he was like an engineer, too, or something. So, but again, he had no interest in Japanese or...
So he just kind of was like, more, sure, I'll try this.
That's the thing with these kind of people. It's kind of just like, they really are coming through. They was like, I'm going to come do this shit for a while. I'm gonna experience it and I'm gonna dip out.
Like 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah. And like even the lawyer lady I met in Tokyo, she was like a lawyer. She didn't know no Japanese, but
how does she?
I don't know.
How is she a lawyer then?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I met her at the airport because I was waiting for my friend to visit. I was picking up my friend.
Oh, okay.
And her and her husband, which is a funny story. She was like, "I'm a lawyer. This is my kid. This is my husband." I'm like, "Oh, what do you do?" He's like, "I'm a stay-at-home dad." I'm like, "Oh, it's like that."
He was Japanese.
Nah, he's they were both American.
They both came here?
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Well, they were married.
Okay, so she... Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it was her husband, and they got a baby.
Oh,
But, like, she's the breadwinner, and the guy was just some stay-at-home dad.
Hey.
Which, I'm like, hey, man.
If it's free life in Japan, I'll take it.
But here's the thing. You know that she gives him shit sometimes.
And I'm sure she gives him shit every day.
Yeah. And he can't do anything about it.
You couldn't even bother cleaning up after our child.
So like, I'm like, oh shit, I can just relax. The wife goes to work, play with the kid. But it's like, nah, I can't. Nah, you don't want to do that. As a guy, trust me, you don't want to do that, man. She will. I don't even know the relationship. I just met her for like 5 minutes. But I'm just like...
You were going off like you were best friends with this lady.
We were just talking.
Okay.
But once again, she's not that interested in Japanese. I mean, they were teaching her kid Japanese, but them themselves were like, we got our career.
Yeah.
So... That's the hardest... Because I guess our main audience is people that actually, like us... that care about Japan and want to experience the real Japan.
Yeah, and there's...
Are we saying the less you care, the more better time you'll have?
Oh, you mean the less like loving of Japan you are, the more you'll enjoy living here?
Bro, I don't know.
Okay. Because there's like... Other than the people who just kind of got here, like the lawyer or whatever.
Yeah.
There's people who... like Japan and just maybe they came here and they wanted to come back and live here. And then there's people who love anime. I don't know how those people can possibly enjoy living in Japan.
Oh man,
because it's not like the high school life anime, the dramas like anime. That doesn't exist here. No high school is like that. And those people have a fantasy like, I can finally be cool and popular. And like, dude, you're like 700 pounds. No one's going to love you here.
What's the American equivalent of that? Like, what was that show? Friends?
Oh, Full House.
Oh, yeah, Full House, Friends.
Every Japanese person in their 30s loves Full House.
If you're like, I'm going to America, I'm going to want that life. It's like, whoa.
Whoa. Those are actors.
I guess that would be the equivalent.
Yeah. Two guys have a New York apartment that big.
They call me like, this is not how the video is either. Like, no, it's a TV show.
No, if you live in New York, you're going to live with like 7 people.
In a rat-infested place.
Okay, so what's another positive thing, though?
Okay,
my problem is it's so easy to sound negative when you're just talking about life.
Yeah, it is. Okay, what's a good tip or trick? Okay, here's a good tip. I know you haven't done this, but I have. Try to look on Craigslist for places to live. You might find a good spot. It's getting more and more popular.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a good place. My best place I had in Tokyo was through Craigslist.
Oh, that was there too?
Yeah.
Why did you think to look there?
I don't know, like, because I had such a bad rap in America, so I never fucked with it.
Okay.
And then one day I was like, let me just find a place, and I was like, Craigslist. You know, some old guy gave me a fully furnished place in a nice neighborhood. It was small, but it was cozy.
Fingered my butthole.
Yeah, quick little sex. And I did the same thing in Osaka, and
you got a nice place.
Yeah. So it's like, hey.
All the yakiniku parties you could ever ask for. Okay.
Don't be scared, because then you can avoid all that bullshit key money and all that.
So would that be a good thing to try if you're moving here? Is to try new things?
Okay.
But I don't know if that goes with what we were saying earlier, if that conflicts with what we were saying earlier.
What part?
Because a lot of stuff we talk about is like, just kind of be yourself or just be your American self. But if you don't use Craigslist in America, why would you come to Japan and think like, well, maybe I'll just...
I think you might be going too deep on this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just Craigslist.
Okay, just Japan's Craigslist. Okay.
Brothers. I see where you're going with it.
Okay.
You were going too deep.
Okay.
Just a website.
Okay. Alright, so how about school-wise? We talk so much about work. What is a good thing for if you have a year, let's say you have a year in a Japanese university, how can you make the best out of that?
And you're just coming through, or is you trying to extend this?
You're just looking to fuck.
Oh, you're just looking for fun?
No, I'm just kidding. You're just... I don't even know. Because there are people that just come here and they're like, I just go clubbing. I don't even go to school.
Yeah.
But I don't know how fulfilling that is. They seem to claim they like it, but... Just say you're an average person. How can you not fuck up half of your thing, and then you're like, well, I should have just done that differently?
Well, this will probably have to go back to our mindset thing. Everyone's the same,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it is college, and hey, let's call it what it is. They are probably more down for some action. Don't be timid.
Oh, Japanese girls?
Yeah, and in the opposite way too. Girl, for my foreign bitches out there, get that Japanese.
You that
Japanese dick. Yeah, I'll send you a video. How to get dick.
We still couldn't find it, could we? That bitch.
Yeah,
but here's the weird thing about Japan. Up until college, their life is, you will study for the test. You will take the test. You will go to your high school club 6 days a week, even on the weekends. And then they get to college and they're like, I don't have to do anything?
Yeah, it's like, no.
So that 3 to 4 year window is when you're probably going to have the best time meeting people.
Actually, the Japanese friend I'm good friends with, I met him while he was in college.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, hey. And he wasn't doing shit in college.
Right.
That's how did it get?
Because
you don't do shit in college.
Okay, here's the thing. They have something called shoku. What is it? It's like job hunting, but oh wow.
What?
I thought I heard a noise.
No.
There's something like job hunting where it's like the last half of. Like your last year, you don't even really take courses. You just wear a suit to school and you go talk to companies. But then after that, it's just like you're in work mode, and that's hell. So, I don't know. If you go to college, just
don't take it seriously. Don't take it seriously.
Yeah, I mean, like,
have a good time, man.
I guess study hard, but like.
Skip some classes.
Just
enjoy your time.
Yeah. And I would say don't worry about not being the best Japanese speaker. Because those people in college just want to hang out and have a good time anyways. And they'll try English even if they're not good. So don't worry too much about your level.
I agree.
Yeah.
We got 40 minutes. Should we stop it here? Unless you got some more.
Okay. Do you have any other thing? I thought.
Hold on. Let me check my shit. Podcast. Oh, hey, like mainly. Yeah, I put a thing like that was something else. Like a lot of people, yeah. Like sometimes with us it gets complicated because when we travel. Now we're in Japan. We want to learn Japanese. Want to do everything, but travel is also about experiences and stuff.
Yeah.
And so our journey to learn Japanese and our experiences in lives sometimes clashes.
Okay.
And so like sometimes we get this back and forth where it's like, did this, did this, did this. And so we have to mix it like, oh, what if someone just wants to travel, experience Japan without the language? But then we're like, why the fuck would you want to do that? You know, so sometimes we have that clash mentally.
Okay, I traveled for 3 weeks on 1 year's worth of Japanese learning, which isn't enough to do shit. Do you think you can travel here without any Japanese at all? Like, I don't know, you're just like, I'll go to Japan for 3 weeks.
Yeah, you'll be alright. You'll be alright.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll miss out on some secret. You'll be alright. You'll be alright.
You'll see the highlights, and that's good enough to have a great...
And this is what I'm talking about, where our experiences are coming into play. Like, we know some shit that you can find that you have to know some Japanese or read a certain sign.
Okay.
But yeah, still, if you just come here, travel, no English, no Japanese, you'll be alright.
Like, I remember when I was traveling, I was doing good getting around, and I had a rail pass, which I highly recommend.
So it's the shit. Everyone says, "Oh, get the rail pass."
Yeah.
All right.
But it only works for JR, so you try and get on any other line, and they're like, "Get that fucking
get this shit out of here."
But I was the train came, and I was like, I think it's this one, and I like went to the station attendant who was on the platform, and I was like, I'm going here. Is this train cool? And he's like, probably.
Yeah.
So I hopped on.
Is it cool?
So I hopped on, and I was like, ooh, we should be going this way. We're going this way. And so
shit.
I went up to like a lady and her kids, and I was like, and I knew like almost no Japanese, so I was like, gotta get to a big train station. That'll help me get my bearings. So I go, Oki, Eki, wa doko desu ka? And she's like, huh? I'm like, basically, big station. Where's a big station?
Where's that big station, girl?
And then like, she helped me out, but then her like little kids were like speaking English to me. And I was like, well, why didn't they help me?
Motherfuckers, you go to an Eikawa. Why did you help me?
I guess like, this is a dumb thing to say, but it makes sense. I guess the best way to enjoy
that was fucking stupid, Chris.
I'm sorry. I guess the best way to enjoy your time, like anywhere, is to think about what you want to do first, instead of just like coming and trying to learn something from just showing up.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
My first time in Japan for traveling, I was just like, I'll just show up and walk around.
You didn't have a plan?
There's a story behind that.
You didn't have a plan?
I didn't have an address. I just showed up to Japan. And they're like, you have to write in the thing. And they're like, well, what's your address? We're like, where are you staying? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, you didn't have a plan? They took me to like this room, like off to the side. It was hot as fuck, and I was sweating. So
this make you more compliable.
They were probably like, "Oh, he's sweating. He's guilty." But they were grilling me for like half an hour. Like, where are you staying? I'm like, I don't know. I just got here, and they're like, why don't you have an address? I'm like, I don't know. I just came to Japan. They're like, you didn't have a plan? I'm like, no. And they're like, you didn't have a plan? And then they were like, eventually they're like, God, this guy's fucking stupid.
I don't think he's a terrorist. I think he's just stupid.
Yeah. So they got me like, I think they helped me book a capsule hotel like at the airport.
Oh, shit.
And then I was like, well, I don't know how to get there. And like, God damn it. Go to the fucking bus that goes around the airport.
Oh shit.
But here's the thing: my time at that capsule hotel was the most Japanese, like for someone who's never been here, experience.
Oh yeah.
It was amazing. I was like, "Fuck, everything's so lit up. There's all these anime girls."
Yeah, dude, I like. It's been such a long time. I've been to one just once.
Capsule hotel.
Yeah.
I mean, just the airport. That day or two where I was just at the airport was amazing. But that's another thing where it's like, if you know what you want to get out of an experience, you won't waste your time living in Chiba for 2 or 3 days.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Because you go to Chiba and you're like, well, this is Tokyo, right? And you're like, oh no, Tokyo's the big
Tokyo great area.
Yeah. Let's go to Tokyo Disney in Chiba. Like, so it's like there's so many things you could do before coming here that'll help you have a better experience. Like actually look up what you want to do. Make sure you go to Tokyo and not Chiba.
Okay, all right. Let me break it all together then.
Yeah.
So I guess we're both saying try to be as most planned and prepared before you ever come. If living here is your objective.
Dream.
If you're just visiting, throw caution to the wind.
But here's my thing. Is that even possible? Because Japan just throws shit in your face all the time. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened.
Like, here's something I could never have planned for. And this is a once you get here thing if you're working.
Uh-huh.
There is no communication between cities and city halls and you. They don't give a fuck. They don't do their paperwork. Like, I was paying every month, I was paying 2 healthcare charges. It was being deducted from my paycheck, but they also sent me a bill and they're like, you got to pay your healthcare. And I talked to the Japanese staff and I'm like, do I have to pay this? And he was like thinking, yeah, everyone has to pay healthcare, you idiot. But I was like,
oh shit.
So for like 6 months, I was paying like 2 healthcare things.
Did you get that money back?
Well, yeah, because like we ended up calling them and they're like, oh, well, we just didn't know. And it's like, how did you not know I was living here?
And here's the thing, there's so many papers and bureaucratic bullshit you have to do. It's like, how is there any mistake ever?
And how many people with my name at my address do they think there are? Like,
so it's almost like so only this office has this information, and you're not sharing it with nobody?
No. They don't. No, there's no communication.
Right? It's like, wait, what? So it's almost like, what if I choose not to pay? Then you won't tell the government. Yeah. What? It's like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
And that's a big problem with preparing for Japan. Is like, there's so many random shit that pops up that you're like, okay. That's
why you just gotta keep listening to us, and we'll explain it to you, or you'll just hear it and talk, and you'll be like, those JPBM guys told me about this.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, you just learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
So if you live here, be ready for things that don't make sense, and then you have to take a step back and go, well, what am I missing?
Right.
How can I make this situation make sense when there's something wrong?
And also, you just gotta have to learn from people's mistakes. You have to be open and empathetic, because there's some things in my life in general that has happened to me that I have heard about before, and I said, whatever, it ain't gonna be me. It's gonna be you. You're not special. Look, man, these things, you're not special. Is that what I don't want to hurt your feelings, but these things happen. You're not special. If you hear many people talking about it, don't go, these guys sound bitter, or or just say, well, let me brace myself for that and look for it,
Yeah, and to go off that a little bit, when I originally came here, I told you I was like, Japanese friends only. I don't want to speak English.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to foreigners. That is a bad idea. You actually want to talk to foreigners. It's not going to help your Japanese, but it'll help you with, they can give you advice.
Oh, yeah.
They might be able to help you in certain situations. And, like, basically they've already lived what you're about to go through.
Yeah.
So don't not talk to people basically just because of the way they look. Don't be racist.
Yeah, sure, you're going to have just some crazy foreigners. You're like, this motherfucker. You know. But that's just life.
Yeah. That is a bad part where you're like, there are so many, but that's every country.
Yeah,
You gotta pick who you want to be friends with.
Yeah, but like we're saying, do be open. And it can happen to you, so stay vigilant out there.
Yeah, I would say, but 2 things to take away from this: have a plan, but also be open to different ideas. Is there anything else we could do to wrap this up?
Listen to that new song by Mamonga. They got a Patreon.
Do they?
I signed up. I paid my $500.
$500.
Hey man, they're worth it, man. You seen their videos?
I sure have.